Everybody, Resmatter here, and welcome to part 6 of my Master Detective Archives Raincode Let's Play. Last episode, we started the first chapter and kind of have full reign of walking around Hanai Ward and kind of getting to know it a little bit better, getting to know the other detectives a little bit better as well. And we kind of stumbled upon the serial murderer, the Nailman Killer, who, kills people with nails. And we came across the murder scene of a young woman in a clock tower. A clockmaker was arrested, and the clockmaker's son wants us to find his dad innocent. Seems like the Peacekeepers are just basically taking someone in, declaring them guilty, and are going to execute them to just kind of like, I guess, sweep it under the rug. So we have taken on the task of trying to prove this guy innocent. And we might need the help of one of the detectives, Halara, who is charging a pretty exorbitant sum in order to get us, get them to help us. So we're going to figure out how we can get them on board with trying to help us out. So let's jump back into it and let's see what happens next. Okay, so we left off. We have to go to the cafe where Halara is going to be hanging out. I think it's across the street here. Oh, yeah, there it is, right. I hope so. Oh, there they are.
Halara, please, help me!
If Master is bowing to show respect, I guess I better do the same. Please, for both our sakes!
You're 30 minutes later than expected. So, do you have the cash?
I don't have any on me right now, but I will eventually.
Very well. I don't require you to have it immediately, but you will pay me 5,500,800 Yen eventually.
Huh? But you said it was 5 million before.
Interest, right?
It's an additional fee for making me wait. And for the coffee. I told you I don't work for cheap.
Oh, come on.
So ruthless. A greedy little money demon. I think I'll call this one Hell Aura.
I won't force your hand. Whatever you decide is up to you. While you think it over, I'm going to order some cake.
Wait, do I have to pay for that too?
Of course. I'll add it to the bill.
All right, I'll pay you all 5.5 million and 800 Shin, got it? Please don't have the cake.
It's a deal. You made a wise choice. I have no obligation to help others, but I work sincerely according to the payment I receive. That is my pride as a detective. I will be your eyes and limbs, and help solve this crime with everything I have.
So I'm wondering if each chapter is going to focus on a different detective that I have to work with, because we've got, I believe there's 5 chapters, and there's 5 detectives, as far as I know. There's... Or am I mistaken on this? Are there 4 detectives? Either way, I'm guessing that each chapter is going to focus on me working with a different detective.
However, know this. You must be the one to complete the boy's assignment.
Me?
You are the one who was asked to solve this case. All I will do is provide support. You may be a trainee, but you are still a detective. Once you have taken a job, you must finish it. In other words, as of now, I have taken up a position as your assistant.
Well, I said she. We don't know. They said before about, like... We didn't specify their gender, so... I might slip up because I initially thought Halara was a woman. But anyway, that's an expensive assistant.
Really, Halara? You'll be my assistant?
Of course. I'm here to assist per your case. Just rest assured in the cards you've been...
For that kind of money, they should solve everything. I should have to lift a finger.
All right. Thank you.
But then again, that wouldn't be a very fun game.
Master has no no memory and no guts. And now he has no money either. Talk about a triple threat!
Oh, be quiet. So, what do we do now?
To confirm, our target is the true culprit of the Nailman killings, correct?
The Peacekeepers have decided that the boy's father is the Nailman and arrested him. But I refuse to accept that outcome.
After we finish the investigation, we may find out the boy's father is actually the Nailman.
If that's what you conclude, then I'll believe you, Halara.
Believe? What a foolish line of reasoning. To believe in another is the shallowest concept one can uphold. All people lie. All people change their minds. As a detective, you must suspect all others, even me.
Yep, a detective must doubt everything.
Still, I will believe what you say, Halara. I trust my instincts on this.
Out of the question. A detective must never overlook a mystery. Any and all truths must be exposed. A detective must always prioritize solving a case. Emotions must be discarded to reach a perfect solution through a perfect deduction.
That's the WDO's.
You're free to think of me as you wish. However, the truth must be found with your own eyes. Otherwise, there is no point in continuing as a detective. Do you understand?
Yes. Continuing as a detective. I still haven't found meaning in being a detective. What's Halara trying to make me see? I'm no good at this.
A naive guy like yourself might be incompatible with such a straight-laced detective like this one. Maybe someone totally unmotivated would be better. Like that guy sleeping under the piano.
Vivia? I'm not sure if unmotivated is the right word.
Anyway, Master, I've been wondering, is this Halara person a man or a woman?
Okay, we're just cutting to the chase here, huh? Is that my... do I have to use my detective skills to try and figure it out? Does it really matter?
Now that you mention it, I have no idea.
If you're ready, we'll start the investigation. I won't allow time to be wasted.
Oh, right.
You missed your chance to ask. But then again, I also don't really care.
You finished investigating the clock tower, didn't you? Now we will investigate the past Nailman cases.
The past ones?
These are serial killings, aren't they?
Oh, so you want to investigate the past murders as well?
And through investigating each one, we can conclude if the boy's father is really the culprit or not.
Oh, but we don't know where the other crimes took place. Should we ask around town?
I already know. There are at least 3 additional crime scenes. A secret club in Kamasaki district, a mansion in a high-end residential district, and an art gallery in Yuma district.
Huh? When did you find that out?
You think I did nothing while waiting at the cafe? I prepared by gathering intel in order to move the investigation along.
That's amazing.
With my logic, anything is possible. But before we head to past crime scenes, the Nailman urban legend requires more research. Let's visit the legend's main stage.
The main stage? Oh, you mean the church?
I have yet to pinpoint the church's location. We should ask someone to guide us there.
Then we should ask the chief. Oh, I totally forgot about him. He told me to gather everyone. Halara, let's go back to the office for now. We're already way past the meeting time.
Very well. We can ask the chief to take us to the church.
Laura's like, what about my cake, though? Can I talk to them? I guess not, okay. Alright, I guess I can fast travel. Right, they did say that the buses only come at certain times. Nope, I can't travel there. Okay. Guess I could go to Kamasaki and go from there. I guess the cross means that I can't go at all no matter what time it is. So I have to kind of go the long way.
You better hurry!
I mean, there is... oh, that's one of those gumshoe gab things. Memory shard, that's it. Okay, recall memories with Yakou. Alright, well, let's check that out now before I forget.
I'm back! Huh? What happened?
Oh, Yuma. I'm done for.
Seriously, what happened?
Well, Yasuhiko and Halara got into a fight while gambling. You know how stubborn those two are. I tried to calm them down, but things got out of hand. I didn't know what to do. But then Fubuki showed up. And she started shouting for them to quit fighting. She jumped right in. And things just descended into chaos.
I think I get the picture.
In the end, those two made up just so they wouldn't have to deal with the situation. They'll never listen to a thing I say. I'm not sure I could lead these monsters. Maybe I'm not cut out to be boss here.
That's not true. You're doing great, Chief.
Me? Great? What have I done that's great?
What? Well...
His ability to put smiles on faces. Anyway, you're great. I'll just say... Wonder what let's see.
Let's see.
It's alright. I already know.
Looks like he totally lost confidence.
This is bad. I gotta find something the Chief is good at. Anyway, you're great.
Oh gosh, well that was the wrong choice.
What do you mean?
I don't have the right words, but I think you're great in your own way, Chief.
Sounds a bit forced. Still, thanks. All I needed was a good laugh to feel better about everything. Well then, I'll continue being the boss for now.
Looks like he finally cheered up.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, that reminds me. There's something I want to ask you.
What's up?
It's about my memories. At this rate, I worry I won't remember anything. So I was hoping we could make, like, a mission plan, or at least a list of things I can try, to jog my memory.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but handling stuff like that is way out of my league.
Huh?
Never mind that. Feeling down got me hungry. Hey, did you buy a meat bun for me? I hope you didn't forget the mustard.
I know he's not a bad person, but still, maybe he really isn't fit to be in charge.
Master, you and Yakou seem to have grown even closer together.
So like I was saying before, it seems like some shops maybe might open up here. Oh, able to talk to this guy before? There's a random TV. This looks like a door that might open later. So maybe more things will open up the more I play because... oh man, there's even more TVs. Oh,
Master?
try touching the TV monitor.
But
Sure, but what for? Maybe you'll get sucked inside. I was gonna say, is this a Persona 4 reference? There's no way that would happen. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of things that might open up down here because it's just like it's such a big area. I imagine it's not here for nothing. You a customer? Better get out of here, Master. He's definitely selling something dangerous. Shh, you're not buying, scram.
sorry.
Also, I'm 5.8 Yen in debt, so I can't buy anything anyway. Can I not check this? Let me see. Damn it. Okay.
Master, you gotta hurry!
This place.
It's the Peacekeepers. Stay hidden.
Huh? Oh, right. Chief. And that Peacekeeper from the clock tower.
Seth Burrows. A high-ranking Peacekeeper. He's quite infamous for being sly and persistent.
Well, we sure got some heavy rain again, huh? The humidity makes my hair fuzzier than normal.
I don't care.
Huh? What did you say?
I don't care. More importantly, you sent your detectives to interfere with the Nailman case, didn't you? We have witnesses.
Nailman? Now that you mention it, there was a case like that before. Oh, wait, no, I don't know anything.
This flower, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Huh?
Created by Amaterasu Corp's research, this precious work of art is adapted to Kanai Ward's environment. But unfortunately, once picked, it can only maintain its beauty for 3 hours. When something beautiful withers, it fills me with an inexplicable sorrow. I feel so sad that it makes me want to sink a ship.
I don't follow.
The Nailman affair will be handled by the Peacekeepers. You and your team will withdraw immediately. Bring in the detectives you sent out. The Peacekeepers will take custody of them.
Hold on! I don't know what detectives you're talking about, and I don't know where any of them are.
I'll wait until this flower withers. You have 3 hours. I'll not wait a second longer. If you fail to meet my demands, you will suffer the same fate as this flower.
Fine, I get it, but can't you give me more time?
So what, we got 3 hours to potentially solve this.
Gone.
The good thing is, once we're in the mystery labyrinth, time freezes, but...
Oh, Yuma.
And we have a lot of
Halara,
places to
too.
check out.
Yeesh, this is bad. Listen, the Peacekeepers just came by.
I know. We were watching from over there.
Huh? You were watching? You couldn't at least help me out. Hold on. Are you two the detectives they were talking about?
I'm sorry. It's a long story, but it was probably us.
Oh, you've gotta be kidding me! Why? What's going on?
It's exactly as the Peacekeeper said. We are currently pursuing the Nailman case. We'd like to search around the church. I was about to ask you to take us there, but you seem rather busy.
Yeah, I'm real busy now, thanks to you two! You're gonna keep investigating? Not gonna help your chief out of a jam? Look, we've got 3 hours before I'm taken away. If that happens, the last detective agency in town is done for.
Would you rather hand us over to the Peacekeepers?
Who do you think you're talking to? I'm the chief. I'd rather turn myself in than ever sell anyone out.
Aww.
Though, I wouldn't want to do that either, if I'm being honest. Never mind, forget what I
He
just
sounded
said.
cool for like a second.
Man, he does not know when to stop.
What should we do, Halara?
There's only one person who'll be taken into custody. It's not the chief, not us. It's the Nailman. You will find the real culprit and turn the murderer over to the Peacekeepers as originally planned. With enough evidence, they will have no room to reject the truth.
But we only have 3 hours.
3 hours is more than enough. I will give my utmost effort as your assistant. With my logic, anything is possible.
I don't really get it, but it seems best to leave it to you two. You said you wanted to go to the church? Let me mark it on the map. It's for the best that I don't tag along. If we're seen together, things will get even more sticky. I'll be right here, waiting for good news. I'm counting on you.
Got it. We're off.
3 hours. You've got 3 hours to solve the case. Seriously, I'm counting on you. There's still so much I need to do.
I'm guessing that's like a picture of someone he knows that died. This, like the whole thing that's linked to like this big mystery, the big overarching mystery that number one wants us to solve.
You can get to the church from Kamasaki district. Time is short.
Let's hurry! Come on, over here!
Wait, does she want me to go this way?
Let's hurry to the church!
There's these TVs everywhere. That's gotta come up later, right? Like, those aren't just there as like a Persona reference, I imagine. That's a spooky looking church.
So the Nailman urban legend originated at this church.
There aren't any ghosts here, are there? It's safe, right?
What's the matter, Halara?
I hate churches. I find them devoid of value.
Huh? Why is that?
Because prayer is obviously inferior to payment. Just look at the tragedies the city has seen. There is no God to save you. The lost lamb should look to detectives for help instead, don't you think?
I don't know about that. Depends on the individual.
Forget it. For now, let's talk to the people around the church.
Will they even listen to us?
They can't say no if we say we're on assignment for the Peacekeepers.
Is it okay to lie like that?
Whether it's okay or not is secondary. Our priority is to solve the case. In order to achieve that, deception is at times required. Now, let us educate those who are here that their true savior isn't beyond the rain clouds.
What is it you wanted to speak about?
I've already spoken to the Peacekeepers a bunch of times. How many times do I gotta say it?
Hasn't the culprit already been arrested?
Well, I don't mind. I have time to talk.
How long are you going to stand around like some tombstone? Our time is short. Why do you think we've gathered them here?
Oh, yeah. We have to question them, right?
It's your move. Play your card.
Ooh, is this gonna be a new game mechanic?
Do I really have to do this? I guess Halara seems intent on being the assistant.
Maybe I have to ask the right questions.
In my opinion, it'd go much faster if Halara did this, Master.
But I have to do it. No point in wasting time thinking about it.
Time for an investigation!
Our time is short. Why do you think we've gathered them here?
You'll speak to them all eventually anyway. Just talk to them one by one.
And you are...
I do the odd jobs like cleaning around the church. I also care for the forest.
Do you know anything about the Nailman?
He did it. He did it. The whole thing about the forest. Didn't the whole thing originate in the forest?
I often patrol the woods, but I'm usually asleep.
I'm gonna say that about every single person. I'm gonna talk to be like, they did it.
When morning comes around, there are dolls nailed to the trees. It's tough to clean all of them up. I've never seen the nail man himself, but I've seen people enter the forest plenty of times.
Have you ever talked to them?
I have, but they typically run away. Some get surprised and leave their nails and doll behind. I chase after them to give them back their dolls, but I'm never fast enough. They always get away.
That makes sense with a body like that.
I understand. Thank you very much.
Why shouldn't go be so like low-key mean?
Are you the priest of this church?
That's right. My family has served this church for many generations. Though
He looks
I
like an
only
elf.
became a man of the cloth in recent years, the blood of martyrs spanning centuries dwells within me. Thus, my existence is but a piece of the eternal prayers offered.
He did it.
That is my mission, as the divine has guided me to do.
I don't get why, but he sure seems proud to be a priest.
Do you know about the nail man?
Of course. I have no idea how that rumor spread around. Perhaps it was even started by a wish made by those seeking salvation, which created the fantasy of the Nail Man.
Salvation? The people of this city must be crazy if they look to the nail man for salvation.
Hey, that actually sounds kind of cool. I know how they feel. I want to tie you up and go to a world where it's just you and me, Master.
Isn't it basically already like that?
Oh, she hurt herself.
What are you, blind? I'm a nun, obviously.
Why does everybody, like all of the characters that aren't just like background characters, they're just so odd looking?
You got some nerve. Calling me here out of nowhere. Do you know how busy I am with choir practice?
She's got the kind of ears that Zilch had.
I'll kill your ass in the name of God.
Sorry.
She's the type my master has trouble with.
I'll have you know, my dad is a higher up at Amaterasu Corporation. I don't care if you're on a mission from the Peacekeepers. If you piss me off, Papa will make you regret it.
Right. I'd just like to ask some questions. I'll keep it quick. Do you know anything about this nail man?
You mean the guy nailing up dolls? Well, I have seen someone going into the forest late at night. Whenever I've gone into the forest afterward, I usually find dolls nailed to the trees. The dolls have names written in what looks like blood. It's creepy as hell, really. In other words, it's totally metal!
I see. By the way, what happened to your right hand? Did you get hurt?
Hey, don't stare! It's nothing. I went a little overboard while practicing an instrument.
Instrument?
I'm working on this new thing I call death metal choir. I was messing around on the bass and, well, you know.
He did it.
Is that your dominant hand?
Everybody assumes it's a nail man. It could be a nail woman.
What kind of question is that? You want to die or something?
Okay, now we're specifically asking about dominant hand. That is going to come back. That has to.
Oh,
It is her dominant hand. I'm sure of it.
That's going to be a key, I bet.
I see. Excuse me, but you are...
Do you even have to ask? You know who I am.
Huh? No, I think today is the first time we've met.
What? You're investigating the nail man and you don't know who I am?
What's that supposed to mean?
This must be the clergy member on the report who was the first to find the body.
Yeah, that's right! I was the first on the scene!
Right, it was on the report. I'm impressed Halara was able to realize it so quickly.
I've been attending every day since I was first baptized here as a child. That's how pious I am. But I don't work here, so it's not like I'm a clergy member. I just love mystical places like this. There's an otherworldly feeling to it, you know? I love researching this type of stuff, which is why I've been keeping an eye on Nailman activity for a while now.
So, you know a lot about the Nailman.
That's an understatement. In fact, you could say I'm an expert in Nailman research.
In that case, what do you think about the clock tower murder? Though it seems the suspect has already been arrested.
I think he was framed.
You do? Then who do you think the real killer is?
The real Nailman, obviously. The Peacekeepers are making a big mistake. Listen, the Nailman exists. Nailman is summoned through a ritual and commits murder based on a sacrificial doll.
That's impossible.
Yeah, I get it. You probably want proof. In that case, look for a doll in the forest. You'll find a nailed doll with a name tag for the Dark Ceremony. Whoever's name is on it is the Nail Man's next target. Just follow someone in town with the same name. If you're lucky, you might have a run-in with the Nail Man. Unfortunately, I wasn't so lucky. I've missed him by just a hair 4 times already.
I see. So you can guess the next victim based on each doll's name tag.
I was so close at the clock tower, too. I found someone whose name matched a name tag and figured out she was heading to the clock tower. I called the Peacekeepers and entered the clock tower, but I was too late. Damn it! If only I had acted sooner. I was so close to meeting the Nail Man.
Guess he just wants to meet the Nail Man and doesn't care about preventing the murders. So he's an occult enthusiast? Seems like a huge weirdo.
I've talked to everyone. Halara, is there anything you'd like to ask them?
Only end your turn once you've secured a shot at victory.
Does that mean I should gather more information? What else should I ask about?
Oh, okay. I'm assuming I can ask all these questions.
There have been several Nailman cases in the past, right? Does anyone know anything about past cases?
You know a lot about these things, right?
Yeah, you can ask me anything about the Nail Man, including all past cases, obviously. I was the first to find the body every time.
Huh? Every time?
There's no reason to look surprised. I already told you how I did it. I find dolls with name tags in the forest. Then, I look for whoever's supposed to be the next victim. But every time I find a victim, they're already dead.
Well, I guess the big thing to know if they have the wrong person is if there's another murder afterwards. So if we go into the forest and we find a new name, then we'll be like, well, obviously the real Nail Man wasn't found.
Being the first on scene each time sounds super suspicious.
You think I'm suspicious, don't you? I suppose you would. The first person on the scene can always lie and say they discovered the body in a locked room. But the thing is, I've never been alone when I've discovered a body. All of the crime scenes had no way in or out, so I'd open them with someone nearby, or by asking the Peacekeepers.
Well, that seems like that would be a good alibi, is if you find a way to make a fake locked room or a fake closed room murder, then you could be like, well, it couldn't possibly be me.
So the body's discovery was never done alone. If that's true, then all the rooms really were locked.
I mean, based on the one crime scene that we saw, we could see how the locked room could be manipulated.
Master, why don't you ask for more details about past cases for now?
Can you tell me more about each case?
There have been 3 Nailman cases in the past 6 months, excluding the one at the clock tower. The first happened 6 months ago at a secret club in Kamasaki district. It's essentially a members-only casino. The victim owned the place. At the time, the Nailman was just a name you'd sometimes hear about in urban legends. But I had a personal interest in the Nailman, so I started researching him. And then it happened. I came across another murder while investigating a name tag I'd found in the forest. I knew then that it had to be the Nailman.
And that crime scene was also within a locked room?
Yeah, all of the Nailman crime scenes have common characteristics. There's always a corpse and doll coated in nails, and also the murderer leaves no trace behind. Isn't that bizarre? See why I'm so interested in the Nailman?
I totally get it.
Don't empathize with him.
The secret club was the first locked room mystery. As for the second, it was at a mansion in the residential area near Ginma district. About 3 months ago, the owner of the mansion was murdered in the building's study. The crime scene again took place in a locked room with a corpse and doll covered in nails inside. Considering all this, there's no doubt it was committed by the Nailman. By then, I knew the legendary Nailman had descended upon Kanai Ward. The third locked room mystery occurred a month ago. A woman was killed in an art gallery storage in Ginma district. It also featured a body and a doll covered in nails in a completely locked room. And today, the fourth locked room mystery happened at the clock tower. That's every single Nailman case. At least, for now. I'm sure the Nailman will continue on. He will enact revenge for the people of Kanai Ward.
Uh-huh. That reminds me, is there any information about the dolls used in the Nailman ceremonies? I know a few have been found at the crime scenes, too.
You'd find that stuff in any doll shop.
Doll shop?
Huh? You haven't seen one? What are you, a foreigner or something? Around here, all the craft shops have been selling fancy dolls for a long time. They were mostly souvenirs for tourists. But that industry is long gone now. Some places still sell them at steep discounts just to get rid of their stock. If you know where to look, you'll see mountains of illegally discarded dolls all over the place.
I see. So they aren't much of a clue given how easy they are to obtain. Has anyone noticed strange things happening near the church lately?
Wow, what a vague question.
Oh, now that you mention it,
What is it? Please, any small detail will help.
something strange was burning in the incinerator earlier.
What do you mean by strange?
Like, I thought it was a rope, but all I can say is it looked strange.
Can you try drawing what it looked like? It does look like some sort of bizarre rope.
Trying to see what that could be. Maybe you have to flip it the other way around? I can't figure out what that would be.
It's like a centipede with legs missing from one side. Looks delicious.
I was worried that it wasn't supposed to be burned, so I tried to take it out, but I was too late. It was completely incinerated.
Oh, I wonder if that's the rope that was used to descend from the clock tower.
I asked around to see if anyone knew about it, but everyone claimed they hadn't thrown away anything like it. The incinerator is surrounded by a locked fence. Only clergy can access it.
So, no one here...
I'm really leaning towards the nun girl, considering that she has a hurt arm. So maybe while she was descending down the clock tower, she hurt herself. The fact it's her dominant hand, that was brought up. And they're all assuming it's a man, and she's the one woman, and she's part of the clergy.
I don't even work here in the first place.
Only clergy can access the incinerator, but no one claims to have thrown it away.
I don't know if this has anything to do with the case, but something's fishy.
A watchmaker was arrested earlier. He's suspected of being involved in the Nailman incident. Does anyone know anything about him?
A watchmaker? You mean G.A. Colon? I've asked him to fix the church clock several times. To think that he's the nail man.
Well, it hasn't been proven that he's the culprit yet.
Oh, I see. But if it were him, no one would blame him.
What do you mean?
This city has completely changed. Everyone is seeking salvation in some way. The Nail Man was born out of our situation.
You mean the Nailman is what the people actually wanted?
Many would certainly deny it, but the nailed dolls continue to appear in our forest. If the Nail Man acts as their agent, then they are also the Nail Man. In a way. That's how I see it. What do you think?
It's true. The Nailman could be seen as a savior to some people. After all, he kills the people you want dead for you. I mean, the victim had it coming for doing something worth getting killed over, right?
think I've asked about everything I wanted to find out.
Looks like time is almost up. Let's get going.
Was that okay?
Yes, it will suffice. Thank you for your cooperation.
I wonder if Halara's caught on about the same suspicion I have.
You should study their faces well. They may end up being accused of the murders. Huh? You need to remember every face, so you can spot them, even if they flee through a crowd.
Wait! Do you mean the actual culprit is one of them?
Perhaps. There's not enough information yet to act on. We have no time to waste. Let's investigate the other crime scenes. Best not to scramble what little gray matter rests in your head. So let's examine the crime scenes chronologically.
Okay. Well, the first murder occurred at...
The first one was the secret club.
It's the secret club in the Kamasaki district, right?
Correct. Let's hurry. I won't allow time to be wasted.
Halara? I've been thinking. The first incident was 6 months ago, right? If we go to the crime scene now, there's nothing left to investigate.
You think it will be a waste of time? There's no need to worry about that.
So, you have a plan then?
What? You're working with Halara Nightmare. What more could you possibly ask for? Now, let's be swift.
Huh? Right.
I don't really get it, but talk about confidence. Where's the secret club?
Oh, well, thankfully, we have the map that tells us exactly where it is, so it's not very secret.
Oh, this is looking pretty good.
This car is a cool vintage thing going on. I wish I could take it for a spin.
I see.
You can float and you can still want to drive? I'd rather try floating, personally. You can float all you want after you die and become a ghost. That's a one-way street, though. I'll pass.
I smell a mystery. I'm all hyped up.
This appears to be the crime scene, but it's sealed off. They've left it like this for 6 months?
No doubt they've shirked their obligation to clean up. I suspect the Peacekeepers are lazy to a fault.
I'm guessing that's probably not her special ability. I mean, that kind of tape isn't
Open.
that hard
Let's go inside.
to cut.
The Peacekeepers may be sloppy, but even they wouldn't leave the crime scene completely untouched. The body was probably found around here. The victim's name is Suguma Iho, an old man who owned this place. His reputation left much to be desired.
6 months, the owner's dead, and yet apparently all the lights are on still. Power's going.
This place was an illegal casino operating at obscene rates. Even the cheating was rampant.
You sure know a lot about it. When did you...
I told you, I gathered my own intel while waiting at the cafe. The real interesting note is that this crime scene also had no way in or out.
Of course, another locked room.
At the time of discovery, the door was locked from the inside.
There aren't any windows either, which is expected given that it's underground. There are air vents, but they have secure covers barring entry. Besides, no one's able to reach that high up.
I mean, it's a secret club. There's probably a secret entranceway somewhere.
No windows. The only way in and out is the door that was locked from the inside. It's a locked room mystery. Locked room mystery.
But there's not much more to investigate. We don't know what state the body was in at the time of discovery.
I told you not to worry. The conditions have all been met.
Conditions?
Don't tell me you've forgotten I'm a master detective.
Oh, your forte.
My forte is post-cognition. The power to see the past.
Now that's a pretty good one. I forgot about that. I forgot. I mean, I knew that they did have the fortes because I said I was just like, oh, I'm guessing the cutting the tape wasn't her forte, but I forgot that. Like, yeah, I don't actually know what the fortes of all of them are. And like I said at the beginning, that I'm guessing that each chapter is going to focus on a different detective, and we're going to get to spend time with them, and then we're going to learn each of their fortes.
However, it can only be used at murder scenes. To be precise, I can only see how the crime scene appeared at the time it was first discovered. Another way to describe it would be as crime scene limited psychometry, if that's easier to understand.
That's amazing! It's like the perfect forte for a detective!
My power allows me to see the moment the first witness saw the crime scene.
And we're going to get to see that it's that guy at the church, right?
Not the culprit, not the victim, but how it appeared when a third party first entered.
Oh wait, no, she said she could see the crime scene. Not necessarily like which person was the one to find it, or maybe it is.
The memory or perception of the witness does not affect my post-cognition. What I see is what actually was there. When it comes to my power, the witness is not a camera or a recording device, but rather a trigger. Perhaps the best way to think of it is like a bookmark stuck between the pages of when the body was found. Well, there's no point in wasting more time explaining. Let's have a look.
That power sure is convenient. Explains all the confidence. It's similar to the mystery labyrinth, where I recreate the crime scene in your mind. But now it's done in the real world. Although, it is limited to both the crime scene and the moment of first discovery.
But still, it's amazing.
On the other hand, my master's got nothing. Why is life so unfair? Now I'm angry. Master, can I nibble on your heart to help cheer me up?
What? Of course not.
Right, before we check in with her, let's take a look around here.
Post-cognition. I wonder what it's like. All I can do is wait for the report.
Well, do I have some good news for you.
What is it this time?
Master, try to remember. Did you feel anything back on the Amaterasu Express? You know, when the other master detectives used their powers?
This sensation. I felt it when Aphex used his powers. Somehow, it feels like I can hear what Poochie hears. Right. I can sense whenever a master detective uses their power.
Yes, that's it! Maybe your coalescence will work now.
Coalescence?
Simply put, it's the ability to share someone else's power.
I mean, doesn't that make me the most OP, that I can have all the powers as long as somebody's using theirs?
On the train, you only felt the resonance of other people's fortes, but its true function is to share their powers.
Wait, then that means I can also see the scene in the past with Halara? That's amazing! Is this your ability, Shinigami?
Something like that. But there are conditions for it to activate. You must kiss someone to share their ability.
What? Kiss Halara?
Ha! I lied. Look at you blush. Did you really want to? You still don't know if Halara is a boy or a girl.
Oh, quit messing around and tell me how it works.
You need permission from the person sharing the ability first. Then, you must hold hands while the ability is active. That's it.
Okay, I can do that.
I mean, I don't know if Halara's gonna be cool with that.
Halara. Halara?
Can I hold your hand? This is for detective purposes.
I need you to be quiet. I'm concentrating.
Sorry, but there's something I want to ask.
Coalescence. Hold hands. You and me.
Yes, that way I'll be able to see the past too. I think.
My sources made no mention of such an ability. In fact, you're just a trainee.
Yeah, but I just remembered I had it.
Yeah, this is sounding more sketch the more he talks.
Anyway, we don't have much time. Let's try it.
I have no intention of getting friendly with you.
Oh, it's not like that.
I despise you.
Oh, wow.
Huh?
Just the thought of holding your hand makes my skin crawl.
I didn't know you hated me so much.
Let me be clear. I don't just hate you in particular. I despise all of humanity equally. I don't trust anyone, except the dead.
I had a feeling. Halara must be a demon straight from hell.
Then why did you choose to help me with the investigation?
Maybe because you're gonna be paying them.
As I told you in the beginning, I always work sincerely for the payment I receive. As long as you promise payment, I will promise my utmost efforts as a professional.
Then please, hold my hand. It's necessary for the investigation. You can add this to my bill if you want. You'll agree then, right?
Fine. If it's what I must do as a detective, then I have no choice but to agree.
I guess if Halara doesn't trust me, they can always ask, like, okay, before I say anything, what did you see? And then I can tell them, and they'll know it's legit.
Huh? I can see it! Everything looks different than a moment ago. Incredible! So this is post-cognition.
Can you really see it? So your coalescence is real. I didn't expect you to already have your own forte. Well, this does save me the trouble of reporting it back to you, but it's quite inconvenient to keep our hands joined. Very well. Go ahead and lead the investigation.
Oh man, this music in the back just reminds me so much of Danganronpa.
Me?
If you can see what I see, that would be for the best. I'm only acting as your assistant, after all. This is quite the bizarre crime scene. But unusual crime scenes are expected when you work for the WDO. Now, let's see what you're capable of.
There's a roulette table. It probably hasn't been used since the incident, as it's covered in dust. There don't appear to be any clues on top of the roulette table. There's nothing underneath either. We should check someplace else. Right, let's do that. Oh wait, I wanted to do the post-cognition, right? Okay, so... There we go. Was this moved during the incident? As far as I can tell, it doesn't seem related to the case. Yeah, let's check another place. There's a doll nailed to the roulette table, too.
I see.
There's also a doll nailed here, right in the middle of the roulette wheel. The doll itself seems to be the same as the others. There doesn't seem to be anything noteworthy. That is in and of itself sufficient knowledge. Let's check someplace else. So yeah, my guess is that it's probably somebody who got ripped off or felt cheated by this place, maybe lost all their money, and they're, you know, bitter about the place. So they're just like, I want to kill the owner for making me lose all my money. The chair is knocked over. Could this be evidence of a struggle between the victim and culprit? I don't know about that. The culprit could have knocked it over on purpose to throw off the investigation. There's not much we can get from it other than the fact that it's knocked over. Let's check elsewhere. Right.
The lock is broken. Maybe someone broke it and forced their way in, like at the clock tower. But from the looks of it, there's no sign of the lock or door being tampered with.
Hey, doesn't look like there's anything else here. Alright, now let's see what they say in the real world.
What does that mean?
When the body was discovered, this door was locked from the inside. There's no other way in or out of the room. In other words, it's a locked room mystery. Locked room mystery! Things are heating up. Man, take a drink every time you hear the term locked room mystery in the past couple of episodes. Probably throughout the whole game. Man, I wouldn't be surprised if every future murder is going to be a locked room. They seem to like that in this game. The chairs are lined up neatly. Did someone rearrange the chairs after the incident?
Well,
Either the Peacekeepers did so, or the staff here did. Either way, it's not something to worry about. True, I'll check someplace else. I think the big thing is probably going to be, you know, the body nailed to the wall.
I have to say, Post-cognition is amazing. You can see the exact crime scene the moment the body was first discovered. Were you born with this power?
my forte is no ordinary superpower. It is a highly refined technique heightened through training.
So you weren't able to use it in the beginning?
I could, but initially, it was just ordinary psychometry. Since I was young, I would often get sudden glimpses of the past, as if I was experiencing a flashback. After a while, touching people or objects resulted in visions flowing through my mind. I only learned it was a form of psychometry after growing older. In the WDO, simply having psychometry as a trainee grants you preferential treatment. But I was not satisfied. I believed I could use this ability more effectively as a detective. And through painstaking effort and training, I gained this ability in 3 days.
3 days?
As I told you earlier, this ability can only see when a corpse is first discovered. It can't be used from the culprit or victim's viewpoint. It is only when a third party first witnesses a crime scene. There are conditions for my post-cognition to activate. First, I must be standing at the crime scene. This condition is absolutely required. I must also know the victim's name and face. That's why prior research is crucial. Lastly, post-cognition is only effective in a 10-meter radius around the body. At this time, I can only see the crime scene and the victim. I can't see any living things that were at the scene.
So if someone was hiding in the room, you wouldn't be able to see them?
No. My ability isn't so good at detecting people.
Still, this is incredibly effective in investigating murder cases.
Feel free to summon me whenever you need my help. Of course, I don't work for cheap.
You're not gonna change your mind on that, I guess.
Maybe we'll impress Halara so much that they'll change their mind. Otherwise, I am going to be in debt for the rest of my time working as a detective. There's a glass on the counter. It has a thin layer of dust, so it could have been there since the incident. The key was in the glass at the time the body was discovered. If you want to investigate, we should use post-cognition. Right, got it.
Oh, there's a key in the glass. Is it the key to the room?
I bet it's a key to, like, a secret tunnel or something.
Seems like it. By the way, being an illegal casino, the security was extremely tight. There's only one master key. It's also a special key that can't be duplicated.
If it was thrown in from outside the vent, it wouldn't be inside the glass.
So this is definitely another locked room mystery! Hooray! I'm so glad I met you!
Okay, I suppose we should check on the...
You just gotta hit this thing and it'll be good as new!
Oh, and the vent. Ah.
That's...
There's a vent here. 4 corners of the cover are screwed down, so I don't think it will open. I doubt the cover can be opened when it's like this.
But
It's too early to conclude there's no useful information. Compare it with what was seen in post-cognition. Right, I'll give it a try.
a body. I see a body. The murder scene through Halara's eyes is completely silent. There are dolls nailed to the walls and floor, and a corpse pinned down with nails in a similar fashion. This all feels like a dream. It doesn't seem real. There are abnormal decorations all around the crime scene. And it's so quiet. I knew it.
Sure enough, the secret club has dolls nailed to the wall too.
yeah,
That must be the nailman's calling card. They're nailed into the wall seemingly at random, facing all directions. Can't find a pattern. There's nothing that can be connected to the culprit. Let's try checking someplace else.
It's a man's corpse. He's probably around 60 years old. His body is pinned against the wall with countless nails. There isn't much bleeding, so the nails must have been hammered in after he died.
You're starting to get the hang of this. Not too shabby.
Oh, there are marks on him.
Oh, just like
Signs
with
that
the
he was
girl.
strangled. The vertical scratch marks were probably made when he resisted.
the most basic of basic observations. Well, at least you noticed.
It's thanks to everything I taught you at the clock tower. I'm such an awesome mentor.
This situation is identical to the murder at the clock tower.
The culprit first strangled the victim to death, and then decorated the room afterward.
But why? Hey, this vent. The cover is in place, but it hasn't been screwed on. Which means it could be easily removed, right?
What are you doing? You can't touch what you see in post-cognition, even if you happen to be 3 meters tall.
Oh, I see. But I think this will be an important clue. The vent is about 40 by 30 centimeters. A thin adult could probably
Either
pass through.
somebody sealed it up afterwards to make it look like a locked room while somebody actually, like, escaped through the vent. Maybe even the Peacekeepers are, like, manipulating the crime scene to make it look like something it's not. But yeah, the whole thing about, like, the key in the cup to show, like, you know, we locked it from the inside, so, like, how did I get out of here? How did the murderer leave? Now, it could be a situation similar to Zilch where he was just hiding, and then just, like, left through a different way afterwards, because Halara said that they can't see anybody in the post-cognition if anybody was hiding, so that feels like that might be an important clue. At the time of the murder, the cover was not screwed down. A slender adult might be able to get through it. That girl is pretty slender. The goth girl, or punk girl, whatever, at the metal, that was at the church. I'm still thinking that she is the most likely culprit.
By the way, Yuma, did you notice the nail below the vent?
Below the vent? Huh, some of the nails are bent downward. Maybe they were hammered in a
Or
hurry.
maybe that was used as, like, a stepping stool. It'd have to be somebody pretty skinny to be able to, and pretty dainty to be able to use those to climb up into the vent.
Or perhaps there's another reason.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think somebody, whoever did this, nailed it down, to be able to provide themselves footing to be able to get up through the vent, and then the weight of their body weighed the nails down.
Another reason?
Some of the nails beneath the vent are bent down.
I think that's about it.
Okay, here we go. Now, we still have a couple of other places to check out.
That should do it. There isn't much else to investigate. I've never experienced this before, but it's surprisingly convenient to be able to share my post-cognition. It's exhausting to explain what I see to a client.
Really?
People do not believe what they cannot see. I have often been called a liar.
I suppose fortes aren't always convenient.
We still have locked room mysteries to examine. The second incident was at the mansion near Yuma district. I have an idea of where to go. Let's hurry there. The building we're heading to is accessed through Yuma district. Let's hurry there.
Sounds like someone punched a peacekeeper at the clock tower. Damn, what an idiot. Why do you look so guilty, Master? Oh, it's been a while since I've done a side quest. That person.
Say,
What's wrong, Master? Doesn't she seem a bit uneasy, like she might fall over at any moment?
come on.
You really can't help yourself when it comes to the ladies, can you? Hey, I know we have to solve this in 3 hours, but you're right, I can't help it. Isn't like that. Oh, shoot. Whoops. I meant to say don't talk to the woman. Excuse me, is something wrong? You seem upset. Huh? Who are you? I'm kind of a detective. In training. A detective, I see.
Well?
So, is something wrong? Well, actually, I ran away from home. And I'm at a loss about what to do next. Oh. This smells like a case. Let's hear her out, Master.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right. I don't think Halara's gonna be too happy about this. I should avoid getting involved, but I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I just left it alone.
Well?
Could you give me some more details? Well, I'm the daughter of a merchant who does business throughout Conai Ward. Due to family circumstances, it was decided I'd have an arranged marriage. Thinking of what's best for my family, I should accept the proposal. But my suitor is an awful person. I heard it with my own ears. He said he was only using my father. Huh? Then why not talk to your father about it? There's nothing I can do without proof. Besides, my father's very keen on him. When I told my father I didn't want to get married, he yelled at me and said I shouldn't cause trouble.
I see.
So that's why you ran away from home.
Aww.
Ugh, how lame. Let's get out of here.
No.
We can't do that. Having to marry an evil man sounds terrible. Leaving home has given me some time to think. I want to try talking to my father. But if I went back now, I don't think we could have a civil conversation. I'm terribly sorry to ask, but could you take this letter to my father for me? I'll reward you for your trouble. Hopefully it's money, because I'm going to need a lot of it to pay off Halara. Does this chick think detectives are errand boys? We can't just leave her here like this. That's my master, simping over every woman he meets and making their wishes come true. I love that they actually said the word simp in this. I know I overuse that word, but I appreciate it. I like the word. It's not like that.
All right.
Okay, I'll help you. Thank you so much. My father should be in front of Kanai station about now.
Hey!
It'd be a good idea to ask what he looks like, right? The station's a busy place after all.
That's true.
That's true. What exactly does your father look like? He should be wearing a suit, navy blue from head to toe, his favorite.
I see.
I see, thank you. Oh, maybe I should just get this over with, because I'm totally gonna forget about it, and... I don't know, I want to continue on with the story, but I know there's the whole thing about, like, once you finish a chapter, like, you can't do the side quests anymore, so let's go and check it out. I basically have to go back the way I came from. Halara must just be furious, like, really, I'm helping you out, and we're just running off and doing some errand. Okay. They really don't let me explore too much. Look at these invisible walls. These are pretty brutal. I guess it's pretty indicative of, like, Kanai Ward in the first place. Is they don't want you looking at stuff that are going places you're not supposed to.
This is...
Looks like Amaterasu containers. They must have been brought in from outside Kanai Ward. They're filled with corpses. What? At least, I hope so. Don't say that. Also, always on the lookout, too, for those little statues for the detective gabs, or whatever they're called. I love how they said it's going to be busy. It is a ghost town here. There's barely anybody here. Can I go in here? Oh, I can. Okay. Maybe this is where the guy's going to be. No, that looks like him.
Oh!
A completely navy blue suit. Could this be the merchant girl's father? Is the man with him the client's suitor? I bet he is. He even looks evil.
No.
We can't tell just from appearances. Anyway, let's try talking with them. Excuse me. Who are you? If you don't mind, we're in the middle of an important conversation. I have a letter for you from your daughter. What did you say? You know my daughter's whereabouts?
Well?
Yes, but would you please read the letter first? You're not actually listening to this guy, are you, sir? I'll see for myself. Oh yeah, he sounds like he's got something to hide. This is without a doubt her handwriting. There must be some kind of mistake. I would never mistake my daughter's handwriting. I'm afraid that if what's written here is true, this marriage cannot be allowed to continue. I'm surprised that the dad actually believed her. I thought he was just gonna, like, blow it off. Oh, he took that pretty well. Ugh, I almost got away with it too.
Huh?
If it wasn't for that damn kid. He's not even trying to hide it. He sounds like some second-rate cartoon villain. No point in playing pretend anymore. Scam's over the moment they start to doubt you. Later, chumps. He just disappears into the void. I have to go. My planet needs me. Hey, wait. Like, he literally just evaporated. There's no need to follow him. Thank you for delivering this letter.
No.
Oh, it was nothing. I'll try talking to my daughter. Allow me to properly thank you another day.
Yes.
Sure.
For now.
Let's go report to the client. Is it just gonna zip me back to her, please? Please don't make me have to run all the way back.
And that's what happened.
And she just appeared. People just reappearing and disappearing. I don't think you'll have to worry about that arranged marriage anymore. Really? And my father actually believes me. I think I'll go home now. Thank you so much for everything. I hope it goes well.
Well?
We did our part. Who cares what happens next?
No.
We're involved now, so I would like for her to be happy. And I'd like to get paid. Oh, I get it. That must be the way of simp. Why do you keep calling me that? I wonder what, like, simp in Japanese would be. I'm curious. Because they had to translate this, right? Okay, so... Okay, back to what we were initially doing, unless I get completely distracted again. Ah, there's a spirit-like apparition over there. Huh? Tricked ya. Can't believe you fell for that. All the mansions look so ritzy. Master, I bet you'll never have the chance to set foot inside those kind of places.
No.
Yeah, I know. Please don't remind me. This is Montclair Street. As you can see, it's a high-class residential neighborhood. You appear to be quite poor. Your kind don't belong here.
Sorry.
Come on.
What a dick. I hope the serial killer goes after him next.
There's a large mansion beyond the gate over there. I wonder if that's the second crime scene.
That's probably it. Let's go inside.
Knowing Halara probably might just hop over the fence.
Closed, as expected.
Or that, okay.
Are you sure?
Not very good security on these mansions.
Wait! It looks like a haunted mansion.
I hope there aren't any ghosts around. I have a feeling they'll appear this time.
I've been meaning to ask, but aren't you kind of a ghost yourself?
The incident occurred about 3 months ago. The victim was Ali Hohen, the owner of this mansion. He had no family and lived alone. The mansion is now empty and dilapidated. The crime scene is in the study near the back. Let's go.
Gonna kick open that door again?
The Nailman killings had another common factor, besides the locked room. The first person to find the body was always the same person.
We knew that, right? The guy at the church. The big fanboy.
From church? Do you suspect him too?
No, I don't suspect him because he seems too obvious. I'm still thinking it's that girl.
What he said did make sense. He's been obsessed with the Nailman and had access to the names of potential victims. It's not too surprising for him to be the first on the scene each time.
I guess I shouldn't assume things going into this.
That's right. It's down this hallway. The crime scene is in the room on the right side. There's little time. Let's head straight there.
Halara's probably like, even less time when you went to go do that side quest.
Ha! Think you're partners now just because you held hands with my master? I'll have you know, Master and I are connected on a much deeper level.
Don't make it sound so suggestive.
Feels like a jump scare's coming up.
So this is the study where the crime took place.
Oh, it's open. I wonder if the lock was broken at the time of discovery here, too. There's nothing left here either. It's
I was
all
gonna say,
cleaned up.
dilapidated. Looks pretty good still.
I don't want to do it, but I suppose I can share my post-cognition again here.
Are you sure?
Don't make a big deal out of it. Just make it quick.
That's true.
There are fish in the tank. It doesn't seem like they've been cared for since the owner was killed. They're looking pretty bad, and yet it looks spotless for like 3 months. I mean, I don't know much about fish, but I do know it's like it tends to get gunky pretty fast if you're not looking after it. And these are probably like exotic fish too, and it looks spotless. Inside the tank, some kind of secret passage.
Yeah.
Would be interesting. It doesn't appear to be related to the case. Come on, secret passage? Are you kidding me? There's gotta be. I'm thinking that there's some sort of secret passage in each of these rooms.
That's right.
There's a projector installed in the center of the bookcase. I'd like to take a look, but I can't reach it.
That's right.
Halara, could you please take a look around at the projector?
Very well.
Sure, give me a moment. The projector is pretty dusty. It doesn't seem to have been used since before the incident. So, it's probably got nothing to do with the case.
Yeah.
It's a lamp. The light's on, right?
Say,
Make sure to use proper lighting in addition to these kinds of lighting, as eye strain may occur. Who are you talking to, Shinigami? Hey, my room is perfectly lit, don't you worry about that. Also strange that the light is on, unless, like, were the lights on when we came in?
That's true.
This is where the first witness found the body. The bloodstains are still here. Considering the amount of blood, the victim was probably killed here, right?
It appears.
It seems very likely.
Oh!
Landscape painting and extravagant frames are on display. All these paintings look incredibly expensive.
However,
They're counterfeits, not a single one is genuine. Doesn't look like there's anything relevant to the case here. Let's investigate elsewhere. The carefully organized bookshelf. Looks like all the novels belong to the same series, the Going Saga.
yeah.
I believe this series has more than 150 volumes. Unfortunately, the author passed away. It's a shame the story never saw an ending. There's one thing I know about like these types of things, like a study or a library in a mansion. Behind those books, there's got to be some sort of secret passage.
Oh!
2 extraordinarily thick books are stacked on the desk. These books are in great condition aside from some dust. They look completely untouched.
Beats me.
He probably wanted to seem knowledgeable. They haven't been moved for a while. They're probably not related to the case. All these books are lined up so neatly. They're covered in dust. Nobody's touched them for a long time. Meaning they won't help us with the case.
This is...
The door to the study, we left it open just in case. Always good to be wary of sudden attacks. Never let your guard down. Right, got it.
I'll
It's because of the teaching of yours truly. You're welcome, Master. And another vent, huh?
There is a vent, but it's too small for a person to fit through. And it's also screwed shut from the inside. It seems impossible to remove.
What's this now? Master, I discovered something! There are marks in the gap between the vents, like something scraped against it.
Really?
But given your height, you couldn't see it even if you stood on a chair.
Halara, can you use that chair to peek into the vent?
I will do so for 10,000 Xian.
You're charging me for it?
I jest. The marks in the vent seem to be left by strings rubbing against it. Did someone hitch a string to it or something? It shouldn't even be visible from your perspective. I'm surprised you noticed.
Oh, it was just a hunch.
See? I told you I'm useful. I do way more than just float around. You should give me 10,000 Xian as a reward.
I'm getting a headache.
Alright, I think I have seen everything, so let's go ahead and do the precognition.
Halara's hands are
Halara's hands are smaller and softer than I thought.
Considering Halara's strength, I thought they would be bulkier.
Master, is holding hands all it takes to get you hot and heavy? You're making me sad.
No. Though I am curious, is Halara a man or a woman?
What's wrong? Is something bothering you?
Not at all. I guess it'd be pretty rude to ask now.
Hey, hold my hand. Hold my hand, Halara.
Locked-room mysteries aren't uncommon among all the unsolved cases the WDO deals with. My question to you is, why do you think culprits create these locked-room mysteries?
To make it look like the victims committed suicide?
Correct. By cutting the space off from the outside, the murder is made to look as if the victim killed himself. However, the culprit of the Nailman killings doesn't seem to care about...
No, I was about to say, I was like, no, I don't think so. They strangled themselves and then nailed themselves to the floor or to the wall.
So why make it out to be a locked-room mystery? I believe the reason lies in the mystical nature of the Nailman and how it bolsters the urban legend's legitimacy. It's locked for the sake of self-branding, making this a rather rare case.
I see.
Master, are you sure you get it?
I do. Maybe.
Oh, I'm dumb. The precognition. I don't have to hold her hand. Like, silly me. I gotta do it all over
The
again.
scene of the murder is vividly brought to life before us. It all happens in silence, as though awakening from an eternal slumber. But the corpse will never wake up again. Even if the corpse did awaken, the nails pinning him down would prevent him from rising.
It's funny, what is it about these games and, like, the murders that gets people all, like, poetic?
The door is the only entrance and exit to the room. There are no windows and the vent is small. I don't see any escape routes from the locked room. Maybe the doll nailed to the wall holds the answer to this bizarre mystery. The victim is a well-built man, approximately 30 years old. The corpse here is also covered in nails. His appendages and chest are all nailed to the floor.
The owner of this mansion made his fortune in real estate from an early age. But along with aggressive land sharking and other illicit transactions, he made shady deals with Amaterasu Corp. There are several reasons he'd be hated. A doll with his name on it was bound to be nailed in the church forest.
I'm curious about the latest victim, the girl. I'm like, what did she do to somebody?
wonder how the person who cursed him feels now that he's actually dead.
Perhaps they feel no responsibility. They just hopped on the urban legend bandwagon.
Is that really the case? Wait, this is odd.
Did you find something?
Look closely. The length of the nails driven into the corpse are all slightly different.
The length isn't the problem here. It's how hard they were hammered in.
What do you mean?
The nails driven into the lower torso went through the body and into the floor. But the nails in the upper torso did not penetrate all the way through the body.
But why would the culprit not hammer the nails in as hard on the upper body?
That's not the only unnatural thing. Take a look at the blood. The nail wounds on the lower torso appear to be bleeding sideways, but the upper torso wounds are bleeding vertically down toward his waist.
The blood flows differently between the upper and lower body?
Maybe the upper and lower torsos are different people, and they were smushed together after death.
That's disturbing. The cause of death here appears to be strangulation as well. And like the others, there are rope marks around the neck and traces of a struggle. Oh, but on a closer look, there's a mark left by a thin string on the back of his neck.
Was the body left hanging off the door and that's why the blood was flowing downwards initially?
It couldn't have been the rope that was used to strangle him. The thickness is completely different.
There are two different types of string marks on the body. Was he strangled twice? But even then, it'd be odd to only have marks behind his neck. And why do the strings have different thicknesses?
Anyway, it's an important piece of evidence.
Interesting that this one seems different from all the other ones.
Let's...
Huge tank, but there's no fish inside. Living things can't be seen through post-cognition. It doesn't have that ability. Well, interesting that these specific ones are lighting up, but none of the other ones are. Like these specific books. There's a switch for the projector on the desk. Looks like it was set to off when the corpse was found.
Oh!
The lamp's light is pointed at the table. It probably wasn't turned on at the time. I don't see anything suspicious. It doesn't seem like the lamp is related to the case. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of much here. The projector's installed in the center of the bookcase. It wasn't on when the corpse was found. You'll never reach it, Master. I'll check it out for you. Well, did you find anything unusual? Nope, everything's extremely usual and unrelated to the case. What is with these specific books? So strange. So I didn't really get much information for that. Even in the past, several books lined the shelf. I checked, but it doesn't seem like anything's different between then and now.
I see.
In that case, it's probably not related to the case.
There's only one doll nailed to the wall. Comparatively, there was a nearly obnoxious number of dolls nailed to the walls in the other crime scenes.
This almost feels like it's a copycat, like somebody went off the information of what they learned from the Nailman murders and tried to copy it, but like didn't do it quite the same.
Maybe there was no room to nail them to the walls because of all the bookshelves in the way? Wait, this doll has both eyes gouged out. Did the culprit do this on purpose? This keeps getting more and more disturbing.
But it's kinda creepy cute. I wanna put one next to the top of a staircase so people can run into it at night.
Why would you want to do that?
You know, this doll seems made of cheaper materials compared to the other ones.
Hey, you're right.
This does
Like
feel
it's
like
made
the
of
copycat
resin instead
murder.
of porcelain. The texture looks cheap, but also more durable.
Too bad it doesn't have eyeballs.
The eye holes are connected to each other in the head cavity. It's like that darkness is staring into me. Huh? There's a mark on the edge of the eye holes near the nose. Looks like a string rubbed against it. How did this mark get here?
Now this is what I'm curious to see of what this looked like when it was found. Oh, okay, not much different at all, actually. Huh, okay.
The door here can only be locked with a key. However, there is only the master key. No spares exist. The scenario resembles the locked room mystery in the casino. We can disregard the possibility of a duplicate key. The master key was found in this room at the time of discovery.
This is also similar to the locked room mystery in the secret club.
But there is one difference. The key was found underneath the corpse.
Under the corpse? But we can't move the corpse in the past, so we can't confirm if that's true.
Post-cognition isn't all-powerful, but it's a fact that the key was found under the corpse. I have a crime scene photo, taken back then, in my jacket pocket. No detail has slipped past my efforts.
Right. Huh? What's this?
Wait, not that one. I meant the other photo. This one's unrelated to the case.
Oh, the typical, like, oh, I'm a brooding person who, like, hates people, but I love cats.
Oh,
And I
this
have
is it.
a soft side.
You're right. The key's near the middle of his back. But can this photo be trusted? Could it be something that Peacekeepers fabricated?
The Peacekeepers acknowledged the incident occurred in a locked room. Besides, there's no need for fabrication. After all, it would be more convenient for them to have fewer mysteries to deal with.
That's true. Sorry for being doubtful.
No, that's expected of a detective. You're starting to figure out how to do your job.
Was that a compliment?
Is that really all it takes to please you?
Also, I drew a sketch of the room's state on the back of that photo. Remember it well.
Yeah, okay. But why a sketch? How can it help solve the mystery? Also, what was with that cat photo anyway? That's surprisingly cute. That's...
Looks like there's nothing left to check.
Alright, so we're done here. We have one more to check out, right?
Now we've gathered enough evidence. Though it appears complicated at first glance, the answer is simple.
Huh? Halara, did you already solve the locked room mystery?
What? You haven't?
There's no way to solve it with what we have. How was the room locked?
It's unfit for one detective to ask another that question. For the sake of your own pride, you must figure it out. Unless you'd like to hire me to do it for you. It won't come cheap.
I'll figure it out myself.
It's really all about the money with Halara.
The longer I'm with Halara, the deeper into debt I'll get. It's starting to scare me.
Now, let us be swift. Next up is our last crime scene.
Wait!
Damn, Halara's fast. Like, didn't even wait for me.
The next one is the art gallery in Yuma district.
Next one is the
We're
art
running low on
gallery in
time,
Ginma
so
district.
we must hurry.
Oh, I didn't mean to talk over them.
Right. The chief's in danger after all.
Oh, right, the chief. Yes. Yes. I promise I won't take on any more side quests. Actually, let's check the, oh, update. Oh, there's a part 2? After receiving the letter from his daughter, the father decided to believe her and called off the engagement. The father said he would properly sit down with his daughter, hear her side of the story, and thanked Yuma for delivering the letter. Oh, okay. You want to go... Okay, we still want to stay in the Ginma district. Oh yes, that's right. The last place to go is the museum.
Wow!
Dinosaur fossil. It's so cool.
I get it.
We should extract its DNA and recreate it. Even if we could, we need to stop and ask if we should. Better not.
So this is the art gallery. It's closed due to special circumstances.
The murder occurred only about a month ago. But I'm certain the crime scene has been cleaned up like the others. Not that it matters to me.
Wait! It's not a good idea to break into the art gallery!
Did you say something?
That's our Halara.
The crime scene is deep inside the art gallery. It's one of many storage rooms. Come, I won't allow time to be wasted.
I wonder if at the end of
Wait,
Halara's chapter we'll be
please.
like, by the way, are you a boy or a girl? And we will probably know.
Oh!
Seems like this door is locked.
Well,
There are priceless works of art all over the place. Of course the door's gonna be locked.
Is this the storage room where the crime scene took place? It's locked.
We're going in.
Like a door's ever stopped Halara before.
We're like a couple of thugs or something. Was the first on the scene the person from the church again?
As expected, it's the same worshipper. He said he was trailing the victim after finding a doll with the same name. He saw the victim enter the building late at night. He then searched the premises with the art gallery staff. When they opened this storage room, they discovered the victim's corpse. The door was locked at the time of discovery, and the key was found inside.
ooh, another locked room mystery. That's more total. But I'm starting to get bored. It's
Yeah,
not
if
so
every
special
room is a
anymore.
locked room,
What do you mean special?
then does
People
it really
have
matter?
died. Let's start investigating.
Yes,
Alright, let's see if Halara has anything else to say.
By the way, Halara,
Are you a man or a woman?
I will not accept any requests to reduce your fee.
that's not what I was going to ask. About your
I was thinking, I was like,
post-cognition,
Yuma gonna come right out and ask?
what were you able to see before you specialized it as your forte for investigating crime scenes?
What is the point of this question?
Well, I was wondering if you could use your ability to look at my past.
You want to see your lost memories like that? That's against the rules. No fair!
The fact of the matter is, even if I could see your past, the information would not be of any use to you.
Huh? Why's that?
Psychometry doesn't allow me to pick and choose what to perceive. Rather, I can only see fragments flash by. I cannot consciously access desired information. It's why I trained at the WDO to develop it into a forte specialized for investigations.
Any piece of information would be valuable to me. If I can get even a little piece of my memory.
If you insist, I'll consider it once this investigation is done. How about 100,000 Xian per use?
Let's discuss it later. That sounded cheap to me somehow. My sense of money is getting all messed up.
Well done, Halara!
This is the last locked room mystery to investigate. There's not much time left.
Oh, we have a small window, once again. Too small for anybody to get out.
The only way in or out of here besides the door is this window.
The window juts out and is used as a vent. It doesn't appear big enough for someone to move through.
Currently, it opens outwards slightly, but there are no other suspicious traces on it. It seems impossible to enter or exit through here.
Oh, okay, well.
Post-cognition reveals the crime scene in slightly faded colors. The room looked vaguely hazy in my eyes, even with the rows of vivid paintings within the art gallery. The smell of paint oil that permeated the room wasn't that of the past, but the present. If even the smells from the past could be recreated, the stench of the corpse would be much more overwhelming.
Okay, so we got some paintings that aren't there anymore.
This is...
Nails are driven into this painting of a young man. Oh, I know this. It's one of those edgelord protagonists everyone loves for no reason. It's not really the impression I get.
A large painting lies on the floor, and a doll is nailed against the canvas. One nail goes through the head, another nail is in the chest.
We have to figure out what the purpose of these nails, like what is their... what do they represent?
But the nail in the chest also passed through the circular hole on the key's handle. Did the culprit leave the storage room after nailing the doll and key to the painting?
That was another thing that was different too about the second one, is that in the other ones the key, I believe, was in a pretty prominent spot, whereas that one the key was hidden under the body.
If that's the case, how did they lock the room? The key was nailed to the picture, so it couldn't have been used.
Well, that's what makes it a locked room mystery. I'm sure they figured out some trick.
I guess the thing is too is like putting the keys in impossible places, right? Like putting a key under a corpse, putting a key nailed down that people can't use it, putting a key in a glass.
And I need to find out what that trick is. This is...
A large scenic painting with a doll nailed to it. I wonder how this ended up on the floor. Is there a reason?
That's...
If it's related to the incident, there's probably a reason. Let's assume that much.
place is suspicious.
Oh!
Sculpture with a sheet placed over it to keep dust off.
It appears.
It doesn't look like it's been moved for a long time. Yeah, you can tell from the dust that's gathered on the sheet too. In other words, it's completely irrelevant. There are baskets on top of the shelf, not tall enough to see inside them though. I'll take a look for you. This is... what is it? We accomplished nothing. So you found nothing.
Oh!
There are baskets on top of the shelf. There's nothing but dust inside. I guess it hasn't been used for a while. Basically, it's unrelated to the case.
There's a nail stuck in a painting. The killer must have hammered a nail into the portrait instead of a doll. Why is there such a fixation on dolls? The crime scenes so far have all been abnormal. But this one's just sick and twisted. Oh!
It's a sculpture with a sheet over it. Position was the same before and after using post-cognition.
I see.
The overall shape of the sheet is also unchanged. We can assume nobody's moved it. The sculpture isn't related to the case. Oh, there's that same painting that was nailed. The canvas placed here is completely blank. I wonder why it's blank, and why it's so messily placed with these wooden frames.
Well,
Doesn't look like an exhibition piece. Maybe it was used for some other event. I see. Nothing seems out of place. I don't think this will help with the case.
This is...
A painting of a man screaming with his hands clutching his face. There's something unnerving about this painting. I almost feel as if it's going to swallow me whole.
that's...
Paintings don't have that kind of power. More importantly, did you find anything? No, nothing suspicious. Doesn't look like it's related to the case. Aha, but maybe the blank canvas does have something to do with it.
Yeah.
Blank canvas and wooden frames have been placed on a trolley. Nothing seems to have changed between then and now. At least, that's how it looks to me. It appears unchanged to me as well, meaning there's probably no evidence to be found here. Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't there before, is that painting? But yet, we can't say anything about it. Okay. Yeah, strange. Let me just check something. Yeah, so it was down there. There. Strange that there's no mention of that.
There are 2 keys that open this door. Only one of them was inside the room at the time of discovery. The other one was owned by a member of the art gallery staff. That staff member always carried the extra key and used it to enter this room when the corpse was discovered.
Where was the key found inside usually kept?
It's supposed to be kept in the administrative office, but it's unknown if it was always there. Maybe it was lost and the culprit found it. Or perhaps the culprit secretly stole it. Either way, the culprit managed to obtain the key somehow.
One key was in the storage room. The other key was always carried by a staff member. If the culprit is that staff member, then this wouldn't be a locked room mystery, right?
Why go through the trouble of making it look like a locked room murder if you'd immediately become the first suspect?
I guess you wouldn't.
Countered!
Oh!
Spilled paint has stained the floor. We can find out when the spill occurred. We'll know if it's related to our investigation.
I've been wondering, did the culprit knock this paint can over? If so, it could have been used for some sort of trick.
It's unwise to make up your mind before conducting a proper investigation. It may have been like this before the murder. Or it could have tipped over when the discovery was first made.
Right.
You got carried away in the hopes of getting complimented. Aren't you an eager little puppy?
Be quiet.
There are 2 keys that open this door. Only one of them was inside the room at the time of discovery. The other one was owned by a member of the art gallery staff.
I see.
So if you worked at the art gallery, you'd have been able to enter the crime scene. Okay, anything else new? Doesn't look...
Oh!
It seems like this is where the body was at the time of the incident. There's no trace of it anymore, though.
Beats me.
It looks like the area's been cleaned up, probably by the Peacekeepers or the art gallery staff. I don't think investigating here will turn up any useful information.
The corpse of a young woman. She has nails all over her body, as expected.
The victim's name is Issa Moet. She used her good looks to have relations with many men. The amount of suspects who could have written her name on the doll is nearly too high to count.
The victim has those same marks that suggest being strangled to death. Huh? But there aren't any scratches that would have been left from a struggle. And...
You noticed as well.
yeah, there's a wound on the back of her head.
Okay, so it's like
pretty
each
deep.
one is slightly different. It seems like the first one and the latest one have been kind of the closest in terms of like the scratch marks and the rope marks. But now they're slightly different than the last couple of them.
This may be the real cause of death.
It'd be pretty crazy if each one was carried out by a different person. Maybe, hold on, wouldn't it be crazy if like all the people that we interviewed at the church each committed the murder in a slightly different way, so all of them are guilty? Now I'm being like Yuma. I am just making my own assumptions, but it's always good to have theories and then just shoot them down. All right. I finished investigating here. I feel like the full picture is slowly starting to come together.
That should do it for the room. Next is the window. It would be best to check outside of it. Go ahead. I'll stay here.
Outside the window? All right.
This place looks creepy as
It's
fuck.
fine to inspect the window, but our buddy here really insists you do everything yourself, huh? And my master does everything he's told, like a good little underling detective.
Halara is right. This is something I took on myself. I can't just rely on everyone else after putting on a tough front for that kid. That's why I have to do it.
Or maybe Halara's just taking advantage of you. It's obvious money is that one's only motivation.
Even so, I think it's the right thing to do as a professional detective.
Master, being overly nice for no reason is stupid. It's why you're so deep in debt.
I know, but...
What are you mumbling about? Did you check the window?
Oh, right! I'll do it right away.
Outside the window? Could that have anything to do with the locked room?
I wonder what Halara discovered.
You know, I think Halara is just having fun pushing you around. I see. Let's rest!
The cardboard boxes are stacked up. Looks like they're all sealed.
Actually,
They've been left in the rain, so I bet whatever's inside is ruined. But isn't it curious to see what's in there? I'd want to know.
Here's the window.
Well, see anything strange?
No, nothing strange about it.
I see. Try entering through the window.
What? Between the gap? That's impossible.
Just try it.
Okay. I can't. I can't even put my arm through this gap. I can stick a finger in, but that's it.
I thought so. Good job. You can return now.
Huh? Are you sure? Did you figure something out?
Did you not?
No, not at all. What's that about?
Hey! What are you doing here?
Huh? I'm not doing anything shady.
I'll call the Peacekeepers.
Wait!
Oh gosh, okay. Trick the art gallery staff member. Oh gosh. Do I say I'm a peacekeeper? I'm just gonna be honest and say I'm a detective.
I'm a detective. Well, I'm still a trainee, technically.
I'm not gonna say I'm a peacekeeper. I'm certainly not dressed like.
Uh-oh. You sure it's a good idea to reveal yourself like that?
What if I just get a game over?
I'm investigating as a detective. I've done nothing to be ashamed of.
I gotta be true to myself.
A detective? What's that?
You don't know what a detective is?
I guess detectives aren't that big in Kanai Ward. Must be because our fuzzhead chief is lazy.
Well...
We are special investigators for Amaterasu Corporation. We are currently investigating a case. Civilians must not interfere.
Uh-huh. Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Hey, Halara. Are you sure it's okay to lie like that?
I've told you before that deception is necessary to finish an investigation quickly. By the way, aren't you an employee here? There's something I'd like to ask you. Can you bring over the staff member who discovered the body from that murder case a month ago?
Oh, that would be me.
Perfect. Describe the events for us.
I'm scared to even remember it, but if it's part of the investigation, then I have no choice.
I'll leave the rest up to you.
Sure. Now, please tell us what happened on the day of the murder.
That day, I was doing my closing procedures when someone from the church appeared.
The church, eh?
He said he wanted me to help him find someone. And
Oh, right.
that
It's gonna be
he
that
knew
guy.
The person was inside the art gallery. So we looked around the premises together, but didn't find anyone. According to him, there was a chance that the person he was looking for was being pursued by the Nail Man. I couldn't help but feel terrified when I heard that.
How did you notice something was off about the storage room?
The lights were on, even though they were usually off. So I went to take a
Okay.
look.
That's what happened in the previous one too, and probably also the other ones where the lights were on.
The door was locked, so I opened it with the key I had. But I was afraid to go any further. So I let the church person go first and open the door while I watched from behind. And then there was a corpse.
Did you touch the body?
Of course not. I was too afraid and froze at the entrance.
What about the churchgoer?
He saw what happened at the doorway and didn't go any further.
Are you positive you didn't touch anything inside after unlocking the door?
Yes, but the churchgoer accidentally kicked a paint can over when he opened the door, and paint spilled all over the floor.
So that paint was from back then.
Okay, I get the picture. Thank you. You may go now.
Oh, right.
That brings all the information together. It's time to resolve the case.
Wait! I still have no idea what happened.
Time does not wait for you. Our deadline is
Thankfully, we
approaching.
can go to the labyrinth where time freezes.
You hurry back to the detective agency.
Huh? What about you?
Worry not. When you're in trouble, say my name. Halara Nightmare shall rush to your aid.
And gone. What are you gonna do, Master? We've checked everything we can. All that's left is to point out the true culprit, but...
If only it were that easy. Aw, I have no clue what to do.
Oh, stop being so pathetic. Why don't we go back to the detective agency for now? We might get to see Fuzzhead get executed.
All right, we need to help him. I need to hurry back before the chief gets executed.
Right,
Alright,
let's
guys.
hurry.
Oh.
I want to know how they'll execute him, too.
Alright, so that's going to do it for this episode. And I'm assuming that we're going to go to the labyrinth at some point, because I don't know how else we're going to solve this mystery unless Halara literally, like, helps us and gives us all the answers, which they have said that they're not going to do, unless we pay extra. So I hope you guys enjoyed this extra long episode, and I'm assuming that our big boss did not get executed, but we are going to have to help him out and try not to take any more side quests maybe on the way. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned next week for part 7. Until then, bye. Special shoutouts to my top tier patrons: Emily Hornsby, Lady of Eternity, Jared Fan, Revealing Storm, Asborn Kennedy, Icognito, Harry Gazif, Cardboard, and Shadow Dragon.